Ladies and gentlemen, this is Professor Nkounkou, the first doctor of philosophy in international petroleum, minerals and energy, or Laura Kwachita, international, permanent expert and a diplomat of United Nations, and war official, the Secretary General of United Nations. Today, we're still at Geneva. Today, we are November 15, 2022, and I was supposed to have this press conference yesterday, but we are being attacked. You know, many people around the world are being attacked. But don't worry, if they try to attack the people, it's just because the oppressor are weak. We fail the system. We beat the system. We fail them. And you know, the last breath they have, this is the last breath they have, and they cannot, they know they cannot survive. And we will beat them in each step. We beat them in intelligence, we beat them in diplomacy, we beat them in biomathematics, we beat them even if when they have their drone, we can see it here, but black energy, we can see it. So when they have their drone. So I have the mandate of we people that to bring peace and security for all. So we don't care about their intimidation. Oh no, he have to adapt or die. We don't. Everybody will die. The oppressor will die. Kissinger will die. Rothschild will die. Everybody. The Rothschild, in the time of COVID, they wanted me to die. But is there a Rothschild that died here? The Rothschild is not very far from Geneva. He died. Me, I'm still alive. So we are not impressed about your intimidation, and we will fight to bring law and order and to protect we people. We have a mandate of people, dead or alive. We will knock you down. And I'm calling all armies around the world in each country to protect the people, and also to respond to the police, because if the police is funded by Freemasonry criminal organization, and the army have a responsibility to arrest these police and to put them in jail. Okay, that's the order I give to protect the woman, to protect the people. But the people are dying. You cannot bring the world, oh no, we have to bring peace. When you kill Elizabeth, and no one can speak. No one, there is no justice. When you are killing our people around the world. First of all, I want to regret, if it's true, I want to regret losing my brother, Professor Omotunde. Professor Omotunde, Kalala Omotunde bring contribution a lot. I was the first to put him in the map. Before that, he knows, he have a high knowledge, he contribute, but no one could put him in the top. Okay, like I put Sister Serena, like I put many. But the speech is there, it's me put him in the map, and then he received many invitations around the world. But the force of Professor Omotunde to enter the Freemasonry, probably in Canada or somewhere else. So in France, probably because he comes from Guadeloupe. That our ancestor that they deported there, and I started to valorize them and to put them worthy in Guadeloupe. Donc j'avais tenté de revaloriser nos ancêtres qui ont été déportés dans la Polynésie, en Guadeloupe, Guyane et Martinique, la Réunion, là-bas, donc dans la Polynésie. Omotunde avait refusé son identité d'attribution française. Donc moi aussi, je ne serai jamais français, jamais, jamais. J'ai contribué comme chef à la France. Donc personne ne peut toucher le domaine des ressources naturelles en France. Mais moi, je suis allé invité comme chef, je venais de Washington. Donc comme chef pour contribuer justement à des projets de co-développement en matière d'électricité et d'énergie. Donc l'Institut français du pétrole, ce n'est pas l'Institut privé du pétrole, mais l'Institut français du pétrole et le patronat, le MEDEF, m'avait accueilli et il y avait toujours des gens qui sont allés m'empoisonner à l'hôtel là-bas, mais nous avions fait la contribution. Donc mes contributions ont été faites sous près de 1000 poisons, voyez-vous, 1000 poisons et tout ça. Donc, mais je suis encore fort, je suis général des forces armées. Le professeur Omotunde a commis la maladresse d'aller à une conférence au Cameroun. J'avais dit, n'allez pas maintenant, battons-nous d'abord de nous asseoir à New York. Nous avons gagné ce site. Donc, battons-nous d'abord de nous asseoir à New York. Une fois que je suis à New York, j'aurai les casques bleus, j'aurai l'armée, j'aurai des négociations avec les gouvernements pour mieux vous protéger. Mais je ne peux pas vous protéger ici à Genève, ce n'est pas possible. Donc, au Cameroun, là-bas, c'est un centre de la franc-maçonnerie. Et vous savez très bien que le Cameroun, actuellement, est dirigé par Barack Obama et Michel. Et Michel, qui ne sont pas, qui ont été simplement que les white suprémacistes sont en train d'utiliser. Et j'ai bien peur pour mon grand frère, le professeur Théophile Obenga, parce que Théophile Obenga, après Tchekota Diop, c'est Théophile Obenga, après Théophile Obenga, c'est Omotunde, c'est des meilleurs, et on ne peut pas, je regrette de n'être pas assis à New York pour mieux les protéger, parce que c'est les meilleurs. Donc, si la mort que je ne souhaite pas s'avère avérée, je souhaite donc d'avance les condoléances à la famille du professeur Omotunde, qui a rejoint notre grand frère Aimé Césaire. Mais moi, je ne veux pas faire de vous un cimetière de cadavres. Un cimetière de cadavres. Je veux la sécurité pour tous. Moi, je ne veux pas des morts. C'est ça le problème. Que vous soyez blanc, que vous soyez jaune, que vous soyez chinois, que vous soyez asiatique, que vous soyez amérindien, la Charte des Nations Unies défend la vie. Vous êtes allé entrer, ou on vous oblige d'entrer dans la franc-maçonnerie pour mourir. Non, vous ne pouvez pas mourir. Okay? Au peuple africain, Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever. Okay? For the people of Bangladesh, for the people of Ethiopia, from the people of Afghanistan. I never know even if today Taliban start to support change. Imagine Taliban, they say that they are terrorists and everybody. I saw the message that the Taliban want to kill people now, want to protect their mother, their father. So, and because our diplomacy is very high and is in the top, is a success. Is success. So, donc voilà. Je mets donc en relief la liberté d'existence. Oh no, this is people that exist. That Freemason say. So they hide you and they do whatever they want, and they say that there is no existence liberty. There is no liberty, freedom of being alive. We will fight for freedom of being alive. No one does have authority to hide shining for each people, woman and man. We have also to respond to those try to blackmail me. Oh no, he has to adapt or die. What I'm going to adapt for? Adapting is what you are telling me to cheat on my wife. Adapting me, what you are telling me that you go to take a woman and to give me to you to control without my consent. Adapting is the marriage celebrate in the tomb, in darkness. Me, I don't agree. Adapting is the one that you confiscate my language when diplomatic protection. We have a diplomatic protection. That adaptation. Adapting is to be without a law, without a order. You can come to rob our woman, our mother. You can go to around the world to rob married woman. And Prime Minister Modi in India have to shut up. Putin have to shut up. And Xi Jinping have to shut up. That you would say to adapt myself in colonization, that never my ancestor faced colonization and never will adapt myself in colonization. You come in the morning, you come in the night. We stand as a general of Forces Army and Secretary General to defend what is our values. Our values are in the Charter of United Nations. Le droit, la liberté d'exister. La liberté d'exister. Au nom des races must not exist. Ok? Des races, non. La liberté d'exister, la liberté, le droit à la vie. Le droit à la vie. Ça, c'est important pour nous. The condition of worker here in Europe and out there. Okay, people accuse Qatar, but Qatar is ally. If there is a maltreatance of worker there, we're going to discuss with the king of Qatar, the prince of Qatar, to discuss because they are ally. Okay, to how to improve the condition of worker. But you cannot accuse Qatar when in Europe here the condition of worker are bad. That's the meet even if the standard for ILO, International Labor Organization. That's no one can work in the morning at 6. In the morning at 6 and tomorrow morning at 6. And you work all week without a break. Okay? Without a break. When Freemasonry have a break after 4 days, that is discrimination in labor law. That's discrimination in labor law. That's why I'm the owner of the program Labor for All, Job for All, and increase the new rules, international rules of labor. So there is a discrimination. Do you think the workers in Europe are better than in Qatar? I was in Qatar. That's why we support Qatar. We support dialogue and diplomacy with Qatar, how to improve workers there. Okay? They pay them well, but in Europe, do you pay well work? You mistreat them? Some of them work just 2 days and you become poor. You get rich and you become poor. Some of them the condition 6 months, they don't find a job here in Europe. What you're talking about, no one knows better the world than we do. That's why we support Qatar, we support the World Cup, and we, United Nations, support Step Blatter, success there. No one will play with the result of Freemasonry in Qatar. We will stand and show your talent, show your show your talent, show your the quality of team. But we don't need four arrangement of gold. There you will go to make a sabotage of the success with the Freemasonry, the success of a World Cup. My team is not there, like I told you in past war. I always, since I was small, support, even if in Africa, everybody support, but African team, but me, I always support Italian. Since I was in primary school, I know Paolo Rossi and Toto Cilaci and Baggio. So we know, even if the team of the squadra, Walter Zega, Ciro Ferrara, Roberto Cravero, Roberto Donadoni, Maldini, Altobelli, Roberto Baggio, and Totti, and Viali. So if I ask Joe Biden or Putin, who was the best player in the team of Russia, he doesn't know. I know he was Oleg Kindiatuli. Kindiatuli was the best player, and I know the player of Russia. So no one knows better the world than we do. That's what you have to know. But we will support Brazil, and also to see how African team will perform. Yes, do you think that a young lady that quit the convent for me, the young lady quit the convent for me to marry me, and you threaten always, you threaten and you make many things, you rap and you mistreat, will tell you if she's still loving me or not. We talked about Bongisa. We know everything will, the challenge we will face. That's why we signed a pact. So if today the contract is not longer, no one will take me seriously. You make engagement with a woman, and you get in Europe and you married another woman for money, I don't care about money, I'm multi-billionaire. Give me my money, you take. So I don't care. We never will open the door for the marriage. Yes, never. We sign a contract. If this contract is not, if every time we have to make a breach of contract under oppression, under colonization, we have also to make a breach of each contract of oil and mining contract around the world. If the professor of law I am, professor for common law of contract, British common law of contract, professor of civil contractual obligation in Romanism, professor of canon law contract, professor of international law contract. If each time I have to make a breach of contract, I'm not serious. So Bongisa still a diplomat until we meet. But what I'm going to talk about is all women they arrested there. The police knows that. The police said that we should not cross the place of nation. We have to do everything at the place of nation. We should not cross the wall of United Nations. It's maybe they are right, okay? They are right, but this woman doesn't know. But what we have to teach, because I'm professor of police reform. You can go to my profile, you will see that I supervise the project of police reform. And I make a lot of contribution about Interpol, or cooperation of police, to bring reform. Unfortunately, this police is uneducated, doesn't know international relation, and also their government doesn't know, because we interact with the government, we show them that Lura Kwachita is international nationality under the lex personae, la loi application personnelle, le droit applicable à la personnalité, voilà, le droit applicable à la personnalité. So the government needs to know, but that's why the government of Switzerland said we don't have competence on that. So only United Nations can settle that. So by declining their competence, the government of Switzerland, the Department of Foreign Affairs, by declining their competence, they give me power, they confirm my status of diplomat in the United Nations. Because the government could say, okay, we deny, like they deny my refugee status, they deny it, or we deny it, and okay, you have to go home. Okay, you have to go home. And but they said, we are not competent in this matter. It's complex, so we don't understand. I said, you are right not to understand, because I'm the top diplomat in the world. I told you that I'm the top, very high top, the one lead America, the one lead Canada, can be president in Israel, in France, in Russia, in China. I can lead China, even if in technology. This morning I make an invention that I will show you after my last invention. My last invention. When you will see it, we never know. So it's just because they put us away of the steel. We have a mineral with us. They put us away from steel. That's why we don't create a machine and everything, but we have it already. Do you know invention I have already? I put in the paper. I will go to take the steel and put it, the machine. Okay, so about the police, they were right that we should not cross the wall, but at the same time, the police ignored that a diplomat, even if he crossed the border, is still a diplomat. Is still protected by diplomatic. So when he was telling it's illegal to come here, he asked me to show my paper, show that I'm a diplomat. I show him. He said, okay, I see it. Yes. Oh no, it's illegal to. How you can? The diplomat of the United Nations cannot be at the wall and talk. Even if in Syria there is a war, I'm a diplomat. So you will tell me that it's illegal to be where is the war has a diplomat. The diplomat everywhere he will go, even if in the illegal zone, even if when you say don't cross is protected by diplomatic immunity. Okay, and me, I have two immunity, Laura Kwachita and elected Secretary General of the United Nations. I have two. One. So where I was not illegal. Maybe the women were illegal, but we intervened to them. Okay, if we were illegal there at the wall of the United Nations, why the diplomatic police came to protect us? And you see, all women, we thank all women stand with us and protect us. You see, they touch us here, they protect. If they could shoot, it's them who could die. And we are thank you for this woman, but also we intervene, we enter in dialogue, but the police make diplomatic incident because you cannot push the Secretary General. You cannot push diplomat Laura Ouattara in petroleum, minerals, and others. You cannot push. You cannot. And when the the other police came, they take back these police influenced by Freemasonry, confiscate our material, our video material. Okay, you know that you cannot confiscate, even if what I'm writing, Uhuru Kenyatta, Obama, the language you steal here, Zurich, Geneva, and Kenya is protected by international law. You have to give me back all material you steal. If we saw it, you put it in Netflix, you put it everywhere, you will pay damage and interest for robbery. You will pay it trillion and trillion of dollars. That's what you have to know. So, you don't respect international law, we are not going to respect your law. That is very clear for us. The question of the confiscation of passport. There are many women and men write to me that they confiscate their passport. The passport is the property of the country that you born. It's the second birth certificate. After the birth certificate, the second ID you have is passport. So it's the element of sovereignty of each country, but the country is not. The country is voted by people. The leader in this country is are voted by people. So it's the sovereignty element of people, not the country, not the government, not. No, the passport is the element of people, element of sovereignty of people, because only the constitution is a supremacy and people are sovereign. So they don't talk about the country, but only their constitution is by referendum, true referendum, not fake one, is supremacy, and we people are sovereign. So among the element of the sovereignty of people is the passport. Or Freemasonry threaten go beyond the sovereignty of people, the sovereignty of their country, to confiscate the passport. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Many people, they confiscated. Last time, I think, I saved one lady who was in the airport, said the Freemasonry catch her, put her in quarantine there, and they confiscate the passport. Police, the police have just the right to check the passport, not to confiscate the passport. Freemasonry cannot even if check the passport because they are illegal. They are illegal. I don't have time to lecture you about the passport in international law and the national and domestic law. I don't have time, but I hope you understand. Le passeport est un élément de souveraineté non pas de la nation, mais de souveraineté du peuple. Donc, en droit objectif et pur, c'est seulement la Constitution qui est la loi suprême, et le peuple, la souveraineté. Le peuple est souverain. Donc, dans chaque Constitution, on commence par nous les peuples. Au niveau de la Charte des Nations Unies, on commence par nous les peuples. Si vous allez